Can somebody tell me why eBay sellers think it's okay to ship your slabs in an envelope? Especially if they're not even going to pad this one. What about sending me a raw key in an envelope with no bag, no board, no padding? What are these people thinking? I'm guessing they're not actually comic book collectors themselves, because there's no collector that wants their expensive key to show up like this. A bunch of keys here, and one huge key that knocks another book off of my goal list for the year that I'm super excited about. But, the selling wasn't great, we'll say. All right, let's get into it right away. This is the first one. Justice League of America 193. This is, I believe, the first appearance of All-Star Squadron. So, I've actually solved the problem with this book already. This is the book that was in that manila envelope with just a half piece of cardboard and no bag, no board, no nothing. Luckily, the book isn't totally trashed. I was able to actually clean this up pretty good. It actually looks pretty nice right now. It does still need a bit of a press. So this is going to either go in the moisture chamber for a little while, or it's going to get the steam gun. But awesome book. Collecting a bunch of DC keys now while I can, before James Gunn blows up the DC and everybody's chasing down these books. It was cheap. They sent it like shit, total garbage, but at least the book was really cheap. Under $10 with shipping. So I won't complain too hard about this one. But honestly, the worst condition I've ever had a book come to me in as far as the shipping packaging. Just the absolute worst that I've ever seen in my life. This next one, I don't know how many people are going to consider it a key. It's an artist key, that's for sure. And it's an awesome book, also for sure. Magazine size. Now, it's in a Gemini mailer, but like, check out this bag, check out this board. Let me get it close up here. This is not a comic book bag at all. This is just a plastic bag. Even on magazine size, this thing is huge. And look at this backing board that they stuck on here. Right? Like, it's not a comic book bag. This is just a bag. But regardless, I love these old Hulk magazine format books. The colors on this are crazy. This was a Marvel special coloring thing that they did for a while. And the colors are wild on the inside of this book. The importance of this book to me in my collection, though, is Bill Sienkiewicz. This is, I believe, Bill Sienkiewicz's either first art in a Marvel book or one of his first solo credited works in a Marvel book, something like that. I love Sienkiewicz. Also, dope cover, and there's even Moon Knight in this book, just to make it even better. This might be Sienkiewicz's first work on Moon Knight. But let's get a look at some of these colors in here. Look at this. Unbelievable. Look at this coloring. I'll get a better top-down shot of this book, but look at the colors on that. Look at that Moon Knight pose. Amazing. Wicked. This book, aside from being in the shitty bag and board, is actually in good shape. They got a price sticker on here of $70. No. Nobody's buying it for $70. I think I got this book for $30. It is in great shape. It needs a press. It needs a bit of a clean. But otherwise, I'm happy. Early Sienkiewicz, early Moon Knight. The run of Moon Knight basically went from Werewolf by Night into these Hulk magazines and Marvel Spotlight before he ever got his own series. So it's awesome to have that. This is one of those deals you can't pass up. I saw this book listed on eBay with a low starting bid. I think there was one or two bidders on it, and they had the bidding at like $30 or something like that. So I put a bid, maximum bid, I think of $70, $75. Hail Mary, didn't bother going back to look at it. I forgot all about it. And then a week and a half later, I won at $75 for Invincible #1. This is the Larry's limited edition. So this is limited to 1,000 copies, I think, of Invincible. It didn't come out at the exact same time as an actual Invincible #1. It came out later in the year. Yeah, December. So later in the year. And it's got the wraparound back cover pinup. Wicked. 9.6. That's great. My copy that I already have, I don't think is going to hit a 9.6. It's got a fold in the bottom corner. I've tried to press it out, but because these books are the heavier stock, I don't know that I'm getting it out. So I picked this up 9.6 for, what did I say, $75? I mean, can't go wrong. As an Invincible fan, Invincible collector, I can't be mad at that. And they even have a sticker on the back. Price sticker, $3.79. So $300 off as far as I'm concerned. If they're listing it for $3.79, hoping somebody buys it in their store, and I picked it up for $75, awesome. You know, when you're dealing with eBay and you get some shitty sellers, this guy was great, but this is the trade-off. You can get shitty sellers, but maybe you pick up a key book or something, right? You find a way around their bad selling or their bad shipping, or, you know, you risk it and it pays off. You know, $75. I mean, this guy was great, but $75, can't go wrong. All right, this last one. This book, it was on my list of books that I was looking for this year. Found it. I was watching it for probably a couple months. Since earlier this year, I had it on my wish list on eBay, watching, see if things would change. The price came down a little bit. I think the original listing was for $500. And then the price came down to $400 or something like that. And I sent an offer in at $300. Now, because I'm in Canada, I have a Canadian address on there, of course, but I also have my US postal address. So when I checked, shipping to the US was free. And then it would have been $75 to ship it to Canada. And then I got to worry about the border fees and all that other bullshit, which just totally kills the sale, right? Like, you know, there's nothing in it for me. I get the deal at $300, but then I pay $75 shipping and border fees, and like I'm going to be over $400, $450, something like that. So I put in the offer at $300. He accepted with the free shipping to the US. I thought that's great. And as soon as I changed my address to the US address, he changed the price on me and added shipping on top of it. And I messaged him, and like, I don't want to out any of the sellers here. I don't want to ruin anybody's business. So I'm going to block out all the names or anything that I put, you know, any of the screenshots will be blurred out. But just so you can see, he said to me, I accepted your offer at $300 with no back and forth, but I can't sell it for $300 and free shipping. So I got to get the free shipping on it. It was like, dude, that wasn't the agreement. Your thing says free shipping on it. But I think still a good deal for a book that I was hunting down. Hard to find. You know, these books aren't that plentiful. And it is a Bronze Age key. Marvel's got a few bronze keys that are pretty important, right? Werewolf by Night 32 is a huge one. Before we get into this last book, which is a huge key and one of the books that was on my goal list for the year, leave a comment below. Let me know, what is your worst experience with an eBay seller or online seller in general? Honestly, Facebook, IG, all the places I bought stuff is usually fine. Those are collectors. eBay, it's stores, it's people reselling, so it's not always the greatest. So leave a comment below. Let me know, how does your worst experience on eBay stack up to some of these? This is first Werewolf by Night. I'm obviously Werewolf by Night, Moon Knight collector. This was on my list of books, and this one is even signed. I couldn't pass it up. $300. However, my way around this terrible seller trying to rip me off, you know, or not rip me off. He didn't rip me off, but he reneged on the deal, right? My way around that was I found a coupon on eBay for $30 off or 10% off or whatever it was. So it was a $300 book and 10% off was $30 off. And that covered the $25 that I paid for shipping. There we go. So I'm still, that's why I went for it. Not a huge grade, but 3.0, still a pretty nice book. Happy to have this in the collection. This book, like I said, because it's not super plentiful, when you start getting the higher grades, this book gets real expensive. So I'm just happy to have it. It is in terrible condition. If I was to crack this open and press it and try and resend it in, there's a real risk that I'm going to damage this book. So it stays the way it is. This is going up on the wall. This is an awesome collection and one of the keys that I had to knock off my list for the year. I won't complain about the way I went about getting it. It worked out. I found a way around the seller. An awesome grade. But eBay sellers, come on, man. Like, you got to do better. You got to hold to your word, and you got to ship stuff better. Like, what is this nonsense? You can't ship a raw book with no padding, no bag, no board even. Like, it's total nonsense. There you go. Gold book, awesome collection book, some other keys. You know, there's only so much you can do about bad sellers on eBay, but whatever. However, if you want to see something really exciting, check out this next video up here. This is me cracking, pressing, resubmitting a few books from my collection and trying to get a grade bump. I was blown away by how this one turned out. Go check it out.